tell me first, if you don't mind, your name.
My name is Cassandra Bryant.
Yes, Ms. Bryant.
Your Honor, thank you for allowing Clark family to speak about Devin. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. This is Psalms chapter 34, verse 18. Your Honor, this verse has carried our family through some of the darkest moments since losing Devin. This horrendous crime did not just take 2 lives, it shattered 2 families' entire lives. We are now left to carry the emotion mentally and spiritually weigh this loss every single day. Devin was 18 when he was tragically taken from us. Yes, yet we have already become a source of strength, love, and guidance. Our 6'3" gentle giant with a presence that filled every room, not because he was tall or even loud, but because he carried a kindness, a calmness that drew people in. At the time that he departed this earth, he attended Eastern Elements and was a wide receiver who proudly wore the number 4. Devin played with passion that reflected who he was on and off the field. Football was more than a sport to him. It was a dream. It was chasing with everything he had until that fatal night on September the 17th, a day that is etched in our broken hearts. Beyond the athlete, he was a son. He was a big brother to his younger siblings, Delasia and Devontae. He was a grandchild. He was a nephew. And he was a best friend to Eric, Sadarion, and my son, Dontrell. Losing him has left everyone with a pain too heavy to carry and a constant question of why. For Darren's parents, Dexter and Tiffany, grief is constant. There is no preparation for the silence that follows the loss of a child. No preparing for his empty room, missing his voice and laughs around the house and the milestones that we will never get to witness, which is graduations, careers, relationships, and simple joys of just watching him grow into the man that he was becoming. Every day, they wake up with the reality that their family and our family will never be whole again. Devin had dreams, he had goals, and he had a future. He deserved a chance to live out these dreams. Our family deserved the chance to see who he would become. Instead, we are left with memories that ended far too soon and a lifetime of wondering what could have been. The emotions toll on our family has been overwhelming. We struggle. Devin's name meant the world to us and represented who he was to us. He was darling, beloved by his family. He was essential. His presence mattered deeply. He was valued. He was deeply cherished by his family and friends. He is irreplaceable. No one could ever take his place. He was nurturing, especially to his 2 younger siblings. His last name meant something to us. He was cherished, deeply loved. He was legendary. He was an angel. He was rare, and he was a keeper. Someone we would continue to hold close in memory and heart. Never would our family have imagined that our acts of kindness to Issiah would result in our loved one being taken away from us. Because of what he did, our world is broken in a way that we can never be repaired. You didn't just take life. You took someone's child. You took someone's joy. You took our future and our peace. Every day our families wake up in silence with their voices should be every night we all go to sleep knowing that we will never hear his footsteps. We will never hear his laughter. We will never hear I love you again. I need you to understand, Issiah, that your actions didn't end Devin's and Lyric's last breath. They echo through our home, through our hearts, through every moment we now have to live without them. You changed the course of our lives forever. I hope you carry the weight of that truth, because we carry it every single day. And we ask the court to consider the magnitude of what has been taken from us. No sentence can bring Devin or Lyric back, but we hope that the decision made today reflects the seriousness of this loss and the value of the lives that were taken. Thank you, Your Honor, for listening and considering the impact this tragedy has on our family.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Testing. Got me. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor, for allowing me to speak. I'm the cousin of Devin Clark. My name is Dontrell Lee. And Devin was more than just my cousin. He was my brother, my protector, all in one. He was just nothing but a light to me in my world. I never had a brother. I always had sisters, and I'm the youngest. But he was the one I could look up to just to learn from him. A lot of people know Devin as a gentle giant. He was very kind, sweet. He made sure that his presence was known for everyone. And he was just a really good guy to me. It means a lot to me that he's gone. It happened when I was 18. I don't think no 18-year-old should have to deal with that. And I was in college, 30 minutes from home. I can't even hear his voice no more, and it just hurts. Devin brought a light to people. And not only Devin, as I heard from Lyric people, I heard that she brought a light to people as well. He was the glue to our friend group. Whenever we had arguments, fallouts, he was the one that made sure we always stuck together, no matter how hard it was. Devin was really gifted in this world. And he was taken away so early, and it just doesn't seem real to me. And I'm really hurt by this because Devin was really a piece of my life that I still feel like I need to this day. And I just hate how I can't hear his voice anymore. It just hurts to see that he was in our face. Issiah was in our face, in our home. Now, it just all made a big twist, and I just can't believe it. I really do miss him, and I do thank you for allowing me to speak on this stage, Judge.
Thank you for telling me about him. Thank you for telling me about him and what he was in your life. Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Your Honor, my name is Alexandria Blackwell. Your Honor, I have 3 amazing sons. One of the greatest joys of parenting 3 boys is always having a house full of rambunctious laughter of their friends. Devin was one of the young men that I affectionately call my bonus son. I love and nurture him like my own. When I first met Devin, I immediately observed how energetic and kind he was. He was super talented in sports. Many people recognize him for his tall stature, the gentle giant. But I remember Devin as the caring older brother. Devin was always looking out for others. He was mature, he was respectful, he was part of my family. He was a big brother to my younger sons, attending birthday parties, volunteering at my assisted living home. If something special was going on, we wanted to make sure that Devin, along with others, was always there. Devin was a great friend to my son, a best friend. Trust was built, disagreements came, but loyalty, respect, and love remained between Devin and his close friends. The tight-knit group of the young men affectionately created special names for each other that reflected their brotherhood. Devin was so close to my sons that if I saw one and not the other, I would ask, "Where's Devin?" That was normal life, especially on the weekends, and today it still is. I'm grateful that Devin's parents allowed him to spend time in our home, and still appreciative to this very day that Dexter and Tiffany and Dexter Dad continue to welcome my son at their home as often as they do, as Devin was still with us, just the same. I can never imagine the deep pain that Devin and Lyric's parents are facing. I can tell you that the day Devin's life was taken, my son and his friends' lives were forever changed. Let us not forget also that 3 families experienced a great loss that day. This is a tragedy, though, that will never be forgotten. The summer of 22 was a busy and exciting time. My son and a lot of his friends graduated from high school and celebrate the accomplishment with a week at Myrtle Beach. The bond that summer grew even closer, and special memories were made as the boys made music together. They had cookouts, they traveled. They realized that life was changing and making memories was special. Your Honor, my last one-on-one conversation with Devin haunts me some days, not because of anything wrong, but the truth in the words spoken in itself. That summer, my son saved all his graduation money to purchase his first 4-wheeler. Although we were reluctant to make such a big purchase, his choice, all the boys were excited, but especially Devin in particular. He encouraged my son. He helped my son. When my son made the purchase, he told him, "Keep practicing. I got you. I'm going to show you how to do this, the tricks and it all." One particular day, I came home from work to the usual yard of teenage boys working on a 4-wheeler. Not long after, I heard a loud boom, and I rushed outdoors down the street. Devin had crashed on the 4-wheeler. Rushing down the street, I found the 4-wheeler on his side, and Devin's leg was bleeding. Of course, we helped both Devin and the 4-wheeler back to the driveway. I immediately went into mom mode, assessed the injury, and dressed Devin's leg. He was so upset. I urged him to calm down. You see, Devin was not upset because of his hurt leg, but because of the hurt and disappointment in himself for causing hurt to my son. Devin repeatedly apologized and kept shaking his head, saying he couldn't believe he messed up my bro's 4-wheeler. I hugged Devin. I looked him in his eyes, and I told him that we can get another 4-wheeler, Devin, but we can never get another you. Although I said that to Devin, not trying to explain to him how important life was, I never thought in a million years that a month and a half later that his life would be taken away from us. And for what? I don't think we'll ever know why. And that in itself is a burden we must bear. However, I'm starting to realize that knowing all the facts and all the details and all the answers to our questions is never going to give us Devin or Lyric back. I will never forget the Saturday my son called from his dorm at ECU and said, "Mama, Devin is not answering and no one can get in touch with him. I think something's wrong." I normally would have said, "You overreacted," but I could hear the chills in my son's voice. As the day and night passed, no Devin. We were worried, we were scared, we reached out to everyone we knew, we made social media posts, we prayed. The following day, Sunday morning, still no Devin. And in that moment, I knew something serious had happened. But I still believed that Devin would come home. We desperately tried together to paint a timeline of what happened, who spoke to him, anything to give us hope. Distraught, my son called and asked me to please come get him from college. Hearing my child's voice, I went and got my child. Just before leaving home to travel to Greenville, I received a call that 2 bodies had been found. I rushed to the church on Buckhorn Road where it was confirmed that it was Devin and Lyric. My heart sank, but this can't be real. This can't be true. When I called my son to tell him what happened, he already knew. Someone had told him. My son Eric seemed to be in shock. He was not crying. There was just pure darkness and disbelief in his voice. I got to ECU and it would seem like an eternity. I hugged my son. Although Eric, my son, got in the car, he was not the same Eric that I dropped off months before. All his innocence, his smile, and his laughter was gone. Eric began to struggle with what if? What if I had came home that weekend like he had done previous weekends? What if he had talked to Devin later Friday night? My son struggled returning to school. He didn't want to leave his friends. He didn't want to leave his brothers. He wasn't able to sleep. It haunted him over what happened, reliving the same nightmare as if he was there. His goals for the moment were put on hold. By the end of the semester, he came home. He never returned. As a parent, I was relieved to know that my child was across the hall and I could check on him and be strong for him. Was a blessing that I do not take for granted. The tattoo in memory of Devin did not numb my son's pain. The bad habits that temporarily used to escape anxiety and depression only brought temporary moments of normalcy. Some things only come through prayer and fasting, Matthew 17:2. So we do what we know has sustained in the past. We prayed, we fasted, we believed. After Devin's death, Eric felt more peace with his friends and remaining close to Dexter and Devontae. And to Devin's family, thank you. As you continue to go through your pain and healing, you have allowed my son to remain close to your family. The close relationship is healing for Eric's broken heart. My son, whom I admire his strength and perseverance, is leaning on his faith in God. He's made a conscious decision to live life to its fullest. I'm going to do this a little more, Mama, in honor of Devin in every step that I take. This May, when my son graduates, he said he'll be walking across carrying Devin, something that Devin could never have the opportunity to do. Now, Eric takes trips on that four-wheeler from state to state as he rides in the air. Sometimes freely says that the closest he feels to Devin during the time that he's on that four-wheeler, being free, just as Devin is today. Your Honor, Devin was a force to be reckoned, a tall, compassionate, respected young leader of West End. He will forever be remembered for his athletic gifts, but most importantly for his love and willingness to make everyone feel like they belong. And for that, and for now, we rest. We are still brokenhearted, but we are not broken. We will live every day to the fullest in awareness that life is a gift and that Devin and Lyric's life matter. For there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, Proverbs 18:24. Even through death, my son will forever remain Devin's best friend. We will forever cherish Derek Clark, the D, determined, faith-driven young man, the E, the energetic spirit and encourager, V, vocal, vibrant personality, a volunteer to help the elderly, I, imaginative, impressive spirit, N, nurturing to his younger siblings and cousins, C, the compassionate, he will give you his last, L, the loyalty my son never had to wonder if Devin had his back, A, admired for his talents, his football, basketball skills, and he was a lyrical genius. K, he was kind, knowledgeable of the things he enjoyed, and forever resting with the Almighty King. That is the way that we will forever remember and honor Devin Clark. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Devin and Lyric and Devin, I'm finding it very difficult to talk about accountability for the one and not for the other. Because they spent their last moments together. They died together. And Issiah Ross killed them. I hope that Devin will be remembered for all of the things his family just shared with us. His kindness, his loyalty, his protective nature, which I fully believe he was exercising in the early morning hours of September 17th. His compassion, the mark that he left and that he leaves, and that they will forever carry with them. There have been some embarrassing, awful things said about him in this courtroom. Part of that was unavoidable because it was part of the evidence in the case. But that's not who he was on a day-to-day basis. And I don't believe that that truly reflects the type of person that he would have grown to be. But to be accused of murder when he himself was murdered is despicable. Your Honor, the top of the presumptive range at a level 1 for sentencing is 240 months to 300 months. And I ask that you sentence Mr. Ross to that amount of time on this second-degree murder conviction.